All right, cats and kittens, we are diving into motivation today. After my last video, you know that I am looking to see what motivates me. Maybe you are too. I've got an exercise for you today. Have you ever felt like, why can't I get myself to do this thing even though I really want to do it? Why can't I stay with this one thing? I know I love this one thing. Why can't I get myself to do it? If only I could feel motivated to go do this thing, then everything would work. I know I feel motivated some of the time. I know I've felt that drive to get up and go, just things feel really easy sometimes, but other times things feel really hard and it's like swimming against the current. You just feel stuck, you feel stagnant, like you're not moving towards what you want to move towards, and you don't know how to get there or even just how to get going again. Well, I came up with an easy little exercise that I did over the past couple of days, and we can go over it together and see if you want to do it too. Okay, all you need is a journal that you've written in. Now, I've been holding on to my journals that I've been writing in for the past 4 years. And I remember a very specific time about exactly 4 years ago when I started writing these journals that I was going through bouts of motivation and feeling demotivated, and I was writing about it. So since the facts are there, why not go in with a highlighter and actually look at what was motivating me and what wasn't motivating me? So I did, and kind of worked. Now, if you're not familiar with what motivates humans in general, there's kind of 4 basic things, and you get 2 of them, and the other 2 demotivate you, or they don't motivate you, kind of just not giving you any boost. There's the first set of 2, which is self-motivated by yourself or by other people. This is the people spectrum. Intrinsic motivation for people, extrinsic motivation for people. And then there's the things spectrum. So we've got intrinsic motivation to return to your known way, and then there's extrinsic motivation to return to nothing, to not return, to explore new. So you've got these 2 drivers. So we've got self-motivated, motivated by other people, motivated to return to your known, or motivated to explore new. You get 2. Which one is it for either one? Now, that's not to say that as an adult human being, you're not going to try all 4 of these. You're not going to try to only accept motivating words from yourself or from others. You're going to try to accept both, but one of them is going to pull you. It's not saying that you're not going to try to return to known things. We all have to do that. Or explore new things. We all have to do that. It's just one of them is pulling you. I guess some people call this the call. It's good to know how to get into your own flow and what's going to kill your flow. I kind of already know some of this about myself, but I don't know it. I didn't until I looked in my diary. So we're going to pull some of these out now. Actually, I have screenshots of these on my computer, so I'm going to look at them on my computer. Okay, so taking a look at the literal first page of the journal, I can see that one of my repulsions, or things that was kind of like an anti-driver, was pressure on myself. I reported having trouble with consistency, and these are clues that I may not be motivated by returning to known. Just look at her. Abby from 4 years ago knows exactly what she needs and what she doesn't need, and I'm proud of her already. Here's another great one. It's true that my demand resistance to consistency makes forcing myself to be consistent counterproductive, as it makes me shut down. Well, that's just as plain can be. I'm not motivated by returning to known. That seems to be pretty strong already. In fact, it seems to make me shut down again and again, so much that I wrote this in exasperation 4 years ago. Forcing myself is also an interesting phrase. You want to be a good example for others, but you think you're not, so you hide. It doesn't seem like I'm very good at pumping myself up. It's kind of the opposite to self-motivated, but it does look like I'm wanting to. It's like I'm not the example to follow, but someone else is. It's more self-effacing, like giving power away. Making them feel trapped by the system of art gatekeepers and social constraints. Making them feel hopeless. Again, I see words that are very against returning to the known. Trapped by the system, hopeless. It looks like I'm looking for freedom and hope instead of seeing a drive to return to a system. Lots of negative connotation to sitting in one place here. I mean, there's treasure out there and there's treasure below your feet if you dig deep enough. But my view seems to be more on the pull to explore side. Outside of the system is where I personally see hope for myself. Even though I know logically there's either. One's got a pull. It's crazy to see this. I don't know if I really want to keep doing portraits though, honestly. aversion to returning to the known again. Commissions have always felt like a heavy chain. It's like the dream to make art for other people, but contracting myself in any way seems to, even though I'm really excited about the project, kill my drive to return to the project, because I'm not wanting to return to something that's for sure. I'm looking to explore, and I know it. My friend was just a high schooler like me, but she encouraged me so much. If there are people like her, I can make art and be happy doing it. I'm seeing being motivated by others here. This person is one of the reasons I'm an artist, and I love her so much. If you are watching, hey girl. When power and encouraging words are given to me, I want to give them right back. It creates a driving force to give them back. I know I even have a lot of trouble accepting compliments without wanting to immediately compliment the other person as well. Do you ever feel like this? Your encouragement is what got me here, made me feel like I was making something valuable. Again, I'm seeing evidence of my past motivation coming from others pouring into me, and that drives me to produce more so that I can give more good back to them. When I tried to encourage myself, it didn't work. Like, what was I gonna do? Pay myself back for the encouragement? Others encouraging me seems to get me moving for them. The fridge just turned on. I hope that's not too annoying. Let's keep going. Thinking if I need to get a better camera and tripods. I'm just holding myself back in case I quit making videos. Again, I'm seeing that I know I'm averse to the pressure that this action would put on me to keep making videos or return to known. Making this promise to myself feels like I feel chained. Again, it's like a chained feeling. And that keeps me from even wanting to do the project that I want to do. This happens a lot in my life. If I invest heavily in a project too early, it feels like I'm making a promise to myself to get that investment back, to get it back from it before I can do something else, which makes me not want to do it anymore. I don't like feeling that I owe myself, so I don't invest that heavily. If it's gonna create a debt to myself, then I have to sit down day after day to pay it back. That's what's required to pay it back. It's better when I look back and say, oh, I've already done quite a bit of this. I can go ahead and get the new tools. Even then, it kind of puts me off. It's very interesting to see in myself. Is anyone else out there like this? Artists growing and being brave and selling their work, posting a lot to their followers and getting good results. I don't have their positive reinforcement from a larger, eager audience that probably gives them that energy and drive to be a bit more consistent in sharing online. This is a huge moment of seeing that I'm definitely driven by others, or tribe driven. In another instance of seeing aversion to consistency or returning to known here, knowing that it'll cost me, but a boost from the tribe would give me that energy and drive to produce for them. I even say drive here, which is really cool. Once someone gives me praise, I'm driven to give back to them. That's really hard when you're getting started in something because you don't have an audience. There's a lot of law of reciprocity going on up in this brain. Which is why I don't accept things from people sometimes. If I don't like them, I don't want to feel driven to give back to them. You guys are catching on. I'm not seeing any self-motivation. I'm not seeing any return to known. I'm seeing a huge aversion from returning to the known. I'm seeing a lot of tribe driven, and mostly I'm just seeing aversion so far of returning to the known. I know my journal is absolutely full of, I'm excited to do this thing. Now I'm excited to do that thing. Now I'm excited to do that thing. Dopamine chasing brain. So yeah, it's looking like my biggest driver is probably explore new, and my second is being tribe driven. I'm intimidated by how much and by how often other artists create. But yet again, if they have encouragement, that helps explain why they can make so much. You heard it here, folks. If you want to boost my drive to make new videos, drop an encouraging comment for me. It seems to work. Let me know what you like about the videos, what you like about me, and I can probably show up here more from the energy that you give me. It seems like it's really actually gonna help. Very cool. I'm so happy I did this. How did it, which was the morning pages exercise that I was going through in the beginning of this journal, how did it feel? Free, happy, full of possibilities for me to make the choices that I wanted to make and explore. We're fully on track here with explore new being my main driver. I've got to feel free, not trapped. Makes me happy and driven. to move this little butt. I watched a video, it made me want to. Blank. Drive was created in me right here to explore new. I seem to get inspired by new, mostly. Give me a new project any day. That's how I would term like feeling juiced up for me, even though I know other people get juiced up by other things. They can kick their own butt into gear, you know, but I do not respond well to the butt kicking. I see this guy go running by all the time. He's so consistent. It's awesome. It looks like I'm impressed by a fellow human here, but running was not what I wanted to pursue. So the inspiration that would have created in me didn't kind of land, but I could feel a drive being created here. It's just it didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't want to go running. It wasn't one of the things I wanted to do, but it was a moment, so I logged it. I do look forward to sculpting this week, but I'm also feeling some internal pressure. Chill, you don't even have to do it. It looks like I knew that taking the pressure off of myself works to get me to do the tasks that I want to do. Pressure just doesn't work for me. Tying myself down to it takes the drive away. Have to feel free and that drive comes right back in. So overall, I didn't see an example of being self-driven here. Not once did I see like, I'm amazing and I can do this, like rah-rah talk. It didn't give me a bump up, not in the way that encouragement and support from others seems to. Pumping myself up just really doesn't work. We did see examples of drive created in me from the tribe's encouragement. We saw lots of drive to explore new or aversion to return to the known. I do seem to get inspired by seeing someone else who is being awesome so that I can rise to meet them. It's nice that someone is already over there where I want to go, encouraging me. I want to succeed and I want to give back to them. And I didn't see any examples of being driven to return to the known at all. I wanted desperately to do that in many cases. A lot of these projects I wanted to get back to, but I had already spent too much time in them, so they were known. Saw that tying myself to it made it harder to do. It only took me about an hour or two to go through my journal and look for my motivating factors. Take a look at yours too. If you have a journal, you may find something different for yourself. You may find that you're driven by yourself. You may find that you are very driven to return to the known and averse to exploring new. We're not all going to be the same. I feel like this is a really worthwhile pursuit for me. And I've got data on what seems to get me going and what seems to kill my drive. It was nice to actually look and see. And remember that once again, you've got your own answers some of the time. All right, guys, take care. See you next time. Wait. Leave me an encouraging comment, please. Okay, bye. And if Abby of the future is watching this, it's okay if your interpretation of all of this is wrong. Hopefully we can revisit this in a year or a few years, and you'll be able to see what motivates you even better.